All right, let's get to a Cruz Show. Power 106. Adam22 is on the Cruz Show. Let's get it.
Shout
My
out to
guy.
Adam22.
I'm on the cruise ship.
Yeah, listen, I saw Adam walking through the hallways, right? And cats are walking up to him like, yo, man, I follow you on YouTube, right? The interviewer has become the guest this time around.
That is dope.
How does that feel? That feel okay for
Underground phenomenon, you know.
you? You feel me?
Okay.
There he is. There he is. Run down the resume.
Legend, yeah.
Street legend, BMX legend,
on
Melrose legend,
There you go.
manicure legend.
Look how dirty that is, though, right now. Like,
No, honestly, like that's dirty.
it's like
Let me
they're
see.
long and uncut, but they have grime
They're
under
dirty.
it. It's because I go get a manicure after the gym usually, so
Right,
I'm
right.
going there after this.
The nail on the pointer finger can give a woman a hysterectomy. You better be careful.
You're so nasty.
The nails are too long, my guy.
I've never heard it said like that. That's crazy.
You're very welcome.
But you ever put your finger in there and you just feel like, oh, you did something bad. You cut something.
No, because I have chubby little short digits that don't do too much damage.
I've gone in there and thought like, damn, I'm causing problems.
Really?
Female genital mutilation right here. Yeah.
Ooh.
Sidebar, have you ever fisted anyone ever?
Oh my God.
No, I've been hearing about it for a long
So
time.
you've never been to Germany?
I have been to Germany, but I never went fist. You never go full hand, right?
You,
Look how big my hand
you
is.
shouldn't, but yo, Adam22 has a podcast, right? It's an amazing podcast. It's a circus of a podcast.
That's real.
Fools are
Oh, it's
passing
crazy.
out. Fools are passing out, talking big shit, really going at it on the podcast. And there's a lot of discoveries on the podcast as well. A lot of truth being told, a lot of musical discoveries on the podcast as well. Congratulations on that. It's a very successful podcast.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Podcasts are like a vibe. You know what I mean? Are they the new radio?
I wouldn't say that here.
No.
Exactly. Smart man.
No, I think they have their own platform though.
Podcasts get
Yes.
on my nerves until I hear a good one.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
No, I get it.
There's a million podcasts.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it takes a lot for yours to stand out, right? So now, do you think you're giving these artists a platform, or do you just want a shit show?
Sometimes it feels like a fine line because, for forever, it was always just my intention to like just do good quality interviews with hip hop artists or
Sure.
whatever. And like over time though, like we do these live streams where we'll be on live for like 8 hours in the store. And like that incident you're talking about with Boonk where he passed out. I mean, that was just a product of the fact that we are in there live for 8 hours and anything can happen, So it's like sometimes I feel like there are moments that are a little bit too over the line, but they did happen live. So we still have to put it out.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tricky thing.
Have any guests said no thank you
To what?
to being on the show?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
Do you know who?
I mean, probably so many people have like ghosted on responded to me over the years that I can't even begin to.
They're like, oh man, I'm not trying to get caught up.
I'm not sure anybody was like, no, I hate you. But they like probably just wouldn't respond,
Sure, yeah. You got the store on Melrose on some shit, yeah?
That's
right?
where we do the interviews around back, 769 Melrose.
That's right. So that's like your studio, it's your workspace and all of that, yeah?
Yeah.
And recently you had a memorial for XXXtentacion.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. And it turned out, it turned out to be a great turnout, but unfortunately, cops showed up and it became a bit of a mess.
I read
right?
that they were spraying out rubber bullets. Is that true?
And tear gas.
Yeah.
The non-lethal bullets and like the tear gas, all that stuff.
Why?
Yeah. Because there's like 3,000 people there and they were taking over the street and it didn't get violent. There wasn't anything like messed up happening, but I do understand from the police perspective that they, that's a liability for them to have the whole street blocked off. Luckily, they did not fine us, which we were pretty worried about for a period of time.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good.
So, now the cops are a little bit more insistent that we tell them when we're going to do something crazy. And, like, a lot of people are hitting us up like, oh, you got to do a Mac Miller thing. It's like, now
Can you do something?
my knowledge of, like, what kind of permits we might need and stuff, like, to do an event, I'm like, because we did, like, a Shoreline Mafia thing the other day. Like, probably 800 people came. That was on the edge of too many people,
Sure.
The X thing with 3,000 was definitely too many people, so
Yeah, because at one point you're kind of like, where do we store them at? You know what I mean? Of
What do we
course
do
it's
here?
gonna, yeah, flood over into the streets.
yeah, it became like freaking Woodstock. They just took over the street. They were doing whatever they wanted. That was, I don't know.
3,000 kids, my G, that can go bad really quick.
They're
Yeah.
not staying on the sidewalk for sure, yeah.
No, hell no. They're in the street causing trouble. No Jumper the label?
Yeah, I got to deal with Atlantic Records.
Congratulations, my G.
appreciate
That's
that.
major. Clap it up for the guy. Clap it up for
Hey,
Adam22.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for you? you?
Well, we're putting out like a full like mixtape compilation type thing, sort of like a underground SoundCloud street DJ Khaled type vibe is kind of what I'm going for. So we got 2 singles out so far. First one is TK and Black Boy JB, Free TK. That's hard. It's got like 12 million views on YouTube. SoundCloud's going crazy, everything like that. And then we have another song with Killy and Smokey Margella. And then we have another song coming up really soon that I cannot speak on, but it's definitely going to probably be the biggest one so far.
You can't give us like a little
Come on,
bit?
bro.
Yeah, some
You
type
can't
of
come on the radio and not say anything.
I could say, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna say.
We'll leave it at fuck.
Yeah, we're
No,
gonna just
no,
leave
no,
it
no,
at fuck.
deep,
Sorry.
deep.
Yeah.
He almost said something.
For real.
How do people come in here and say they can't say nothing?
We want to hear it.
It's
Yes.
coming. Oh, okay. One member of the YBN crew is involved.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, we're
Okay.
getting there. Okay.
I'm not gonna say if it's the nerdy one or the one who was fucking Black China or the other one with the dreads, but one of them, you know.
I think it's the one that fucked Black China. I don't know. That's just my prediction. You know what I'm saying?
No comment.
No comment. Yo, you and X had an interesting relationship, right? You guys were friends. You guys were in talks of getting some stuff done, filming some stuff, recording some stuff, right? Did you speak to him before he passed, and what was that conversation about?
Yeah, we had like a 40-minute FaceTime call like a few days before he passed, which will always kind of haunt me because we spent a lot of that call talking about how I was trying to go down there and stay with him. And like, you know, our first interview was just, you know, us sitting there, and that was pretty amazing. And like, we figured that the best way to one-up that was if like I went out there and we spent like a few days just filming our conversations and just hanging out, walking around, doing whatever. So like the fact that I actually like kept putting that off is like probably something that'll always kind of haunt me just
Man, that
because
sucks,
Man,
yeah.
yeah.
But, so do you get anxiety off of that? Does that fuck with you mentally?
I don't get anxiety about it, but it does make me want to like hop on opportunities that I have to like do good content more aggressively than I have in the past, you know, which is why I'm pissed off that Juice WRLD is bailing out on going to ride dirt bikes this week. But, you know, that would have been good.
Why did he bail? What was his excuse?
I think it's because he has ligma. It's this like awful disease.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Thought he was
there's
having
that.
lucid dreams
Yeah.
or something.
Let's go ahead.
But I
Keep going.
understand that.
I
Hey,
was just
listen,
kidding. Ligma's not a real disease. No. But, I mean, it probably is. He probably has
sounds
it.
like
I don't know.
It sounded like a real disease. I was like, wow.
You
Just
know-
don't ask me what it is.
You
yeah.
know, on this side, right, when we interview the slew of new rappers, right, these motherfuckers make us work in the interview. Same for you in the podcast world?
Oh, yeah. It's terrible, right?
I
I feel for him. I feel for him.
I don't think it's terrible, but see, I can see how you think that as well, and I
Yes.
respect that. I just think it's tough. I think it's like, listen, no one's doing anyone any favors here, my guy. Like, let's get to work. Let's do it. Let's come out of this safely, and let's have a good interview. You know. But I also think that they visit other different radio stations, and they feel like they get attacked, or they feel like they get hit with those fucking questions that they don't want to answer. So I think their guard is up when it comes to radio, especially morning radio.
I feel like a lot of times it's just like, oh, you're 16, you happen to have a hot song, but you don't have like the verbal skills to do, or you know, and I'll be honest with you too, is a lot of kids are just smoking a ton of weed and doing lean and all this crazy
Pills
stuff.
and
They're
God
out
knows
of
what
it.
else.
Doesn't help your on-camera personality, to be totally honest. So yeah, I mean, those are the interviews that I get anxious for. I could be interviewing Drake tomorrow, and I'm not going to really be getting that anxious about it because I know he's going to be a good interview. I get nervous when I think about the kid who's going to sit there and give me a one-word answer, and I'm going to be like,
Hey,
too.
that's happened to us plenty of times.
Me
Yeah,
too.
we have to drag it out of them.
Sure, Yachty was like that at first, and then eventually he started opening up a little more, and then
Right.
we introduced him to a porn star, and then we've been friends since.
Yachty's a great interview now, but my first interview with him was a little dry. But he
rough.
was like a 16, 17-year-old kid, like, you know.
These kids, they yawn in the middle of the interview. They make funny noises during the interview, and you're
Yeah.
just like, yo, it's almost disrespectful, but you also have to understand who they are, I guess. So I don't know. It's weird. It's like, it's
Well, remember
tough.
back in the day too, they would get like they would have people that would actually like coach them like on interviewing skills.
Oh man, that's been out the window.
Yeah.
Artist development totally out the
Media
window.
training, yeah.
Media training completely out the window. And listen, that raw vibe is a vibe as well. I love that. You know what I mean? But man, don't make the interview fucking work.
Yeah, that's like the other day I was doing a Comethazine interview, and it was pretty awful. To be honest, he didn't really like talk that much. He's a friend of mine, so I feel like I can say that. But I was thinking, I'm like, man, I'm so glad we did this on live because I guarantee that the label would be asking me to redo it and everything. But instead, it was live, so you guys just drop it and just get everybody else has to deal with the awkwardness that I went through.
Sure. The MGK Eminem situation, are you here for it? Are you
I'm
taking
all the
time
way
to
here
do
for it.
it?
I'm getting so many YouTube videos off talking about that. Views, excuse me.
What do you think about Eminem's response? Because we had a discussion about that.
I mean, I think he fucking wiped the floor with the kid. I don't know what the hell MGK thought was going to happen.
Right. Well, I think MGK knew, you know what I mean? He had some missiles coming his way,
Right.
but
Right.
I don't think it totally discredits MGK. I think we are now waiting for an MGK response where, you know, vice versa. where if it was really crazy of a diss, right, we'd be thinking, yo, MGK shouldn't even respond, bro. Just sit this one out, my guy. But I want MGK to respond.
I think he's probably going to respond, but I don't think anybody's trying to hear it.
You think so?
On a personal level, I ain't trying to hear it. I mean, like, to be honest, like, nobody, well, I can only speak for like me and the people I know and the people I've communicated with throughout my life, but ain't nobody listening to MGK. So it's like the fact that we even listen to this motherfucker for one song to hear him diss Eminem, it's like, all right, cool. But it's like, you really think we're going to just keep tuning in to hear you talk more about the fucking rap god?
Are we all caught up in the legend that is Eminem?
Yes,
are we all caught up in that? Can we just put that aside and just bar for bar raps and funny shit and like, give MGK a shot
But that's the problem is that we already give Eminem the benefit of the doubt that you're the rap god.
Yeah.
And then with MGK, everybody's already written him off. So this is a bad combination. Ain't nobody trying to hear MGK and everybody's listening to Eminem every time he farts.
Right.
I wouldn't want to be in that situation if I was MGK. For me, if I were him, I don't know what the hell I would do.
Would you sit this one out? You can't now.
But now he can't. He's in too deep at this point,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, the question is like long-term career building, and it's like I feel like he's just up against a massive, massive hill here that he has to climb. And
Yes,
I
but
don't know.
at an older age.
MGK? Eminem. Yeah, but the thing is that Eminem like somehow doesn't age, right? Like rap wise and stuff, like I'll admit that like his projects aren't as like interesting or like as passionately constructed as they used to be. But I mean, the dude still raps crazy.
You said on a personal level, why don't you fuck with MGK?
It's not a personal level, it's just that I personally as a fan, I've been checked out. Like I remember listening to him a little bit when he came out and then I just lost interest, and I feel like probably most of the fans would agree with that, right?
Yeah. Mac Miller, did you have a relationship with Mac?
I never met him. He actually came to my store like maybe a month, 2 months right before he passed, and we had like an event for 4G Autos with one of our next door neighbor brands, and he came through, and I actually wasn't there. I didn't get to meet him, but a bunch of dudes on my team were talking to him. They got emails from people on his team. They're trying to set up an interview or whatever. So that's I'll always probably think about that. I'll probably feel so different about him having passed if I had sat down and had an hour-long conversation with him, because even like listening to his music and like I'll admit that I was never like his number one fan, but I always would hear him and listen to him, and like I remember I listened to his interviews. One of the interviews I listened to, he went on It's the Real podcast and was talking about how he just moved to Brooklyn because he was trying to get off the lean and all that shit. And I mean, I wasn't like super tuned into his career, and I mean it was really, really sad. Like I never knew he was that as influential as I now know he is because of the outpouring of support that he had was like unreal.
You party like that?
Not like that, no.
How do you party?
Well, I don't know how he was partying, but I mean, I used to like do drugs and stuff. I used to be doing Xans and coke and all that, but I've been clean for like a year. I smoke weed. That's it. Yeah,
That's right.
That shit is not easy, my
and
G.
I drink coffee and Perrier.
Yes, there he goes, right there. Did you get that shot?
I love that.
Yeah.
So Adam22 put out a poll, right? Would you rather have your kids into Xanax or Russ?
Oh my God,
The people spoke. The people spoke, and they said they'd rather have their kids on Xanax than on Russ.
My audience spoke, for the
horrible.
record.
Right.
45,000 votes, but they were my fans. If Russ had retweeted it, it might have gone different, right?
Totally. Russ catches wind and admits that he had some goons come your way.
Yeah. Russ Corleone.
You're getting a manicure, and you get snuffed. You get sucker punched.
Yeah.
By one of his goons. You know for sure that's a fact. I mean, I know he's admitted it, but
Well, I alleged it, and then he admitted it. So, which
that's it.
From a lawyerly standpoint, I would have probably suggested that he shouldn't admit to it on the timeline, but
very silly.
look, he read me correctly. He read me for the street dude that I am. I'm not going to sue Russ, so,
You don't plan on suing or anything?
Yeah, I never sued anybody in my whole life. I don't think I can do it now.
So these goons are in your store.
No, I was at the nail salon.
You're at the nail salon,
and
they pulled up on you.
Yeah, I was actually in my store the whole day with like mad people around because it was some kind of event or something. This was back in January, 9 months ago. And at one point I dip off. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the nail salon, get my digits cleaned, which I could actually use right now, as we've all discussed already.
You get your feet done too?
I do sometimes, not as often as my hands. But so I'm just sitting there. I hear Adam22. I have my hood up and everything because I was trying to stay low key. And I just look and I just see a big ass motherfucker. Boom! And he just punched me one time. And then I like kind of fell out of my chair, hit me on the top of the head one more time. I shed zero blood. I did not have a bump, or I had a little tiny bump on the side of my head. That was the weirdest thing about all of it. Is like, damn, like they should have packed me out.
They
like,
had the opportunity to stomp you out.
I should have got stomped out. I should have got my teeth kicked in. I should have got shot. All kinds of stuff.
saying the goons are pussy?
I'm not saying the goons are pussy, but I'm saying that if I caught somebody in that situation and that's what I wanted to do, we're going crazy.
Did the ladies in the nail salon go crazy?
They were scared
Did
so
they lose their shit?
I'm sure they did.
They were running for their fucking lives.
They were running for their lives, dog.
Oh my God.
See goons walk in. You see this guy getting beat up while he's trying to get a manicure.
That was almost the worst part, was having to hear them reenact it and like try to explain it in their broken English, like just telling me about what happened. It was like,
how did they sound? Can you give me some of that?
oh, man, I'm not.
Don't settle more.
I'm gonna have the Anti-Defamation League after me if I'm like,
Bro, you were living a Love and Hip Hop episode, bro.
Yes, you were.
with Russ.
Russ.
If you had asked me to sit there and think about who had sent these hitters, I would have been sitting there for 3 days before I would never have suggested Russ in a million years.
Yeah. Now Russ has claimed he's beat other people up as well.
I know for a fact that he has had other people sent after other people I know. Yeah.
He's sending out
Russ is
goons.
taking people on
I saw you. I think you tweeted. I think you said like, "Yo, congratulations, you beat 2 people up and you didn't throw 1 swing."
Right. I'm over. I just want to say for now that me and Russ have squashed things, and we haven't actually got on the phone yet, but we are. We are.
How did we squash? Through text or DMs?
Through the power of the prophet DJ Akademiks, I guess. He just sort of got in there and we were DMing back and forth. I just wanted, before I hopped on the phone with him, I wanted to sort of let the thing ride out a little bit and just sort of talk about it. Actually, I had this interview planned before, so I don't want Russ to think that this was a media opportunity based around him.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Not that I would ever do such a thing.
Well, I'm glad you guys squashed that beef. Yes.
You got to squash it. We got to move forward, you know what I mean?
No, much love to Russ. I plan on listening to his music someday. I'm going to give it a try. But
you know how that could be taken, you know what I mean?
It's all jokes, man. That's the problem, is that Russ thought that he was going to get a W off getting me jumped. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm a troll and I'm funny, and like, what, you're just making more shit for me to make content out of. It's just more shit for me to talk about.
Sure.
Every time anything interesting happens to me in my life, it's 1 million views on YouTube. So, hey, we just running up the check. Russ can send people for me every day. If I have to get like full security, like a team of ninjas around me, I'll be into that too.
Do you walk around with security or not?
Nah. I'm my own security.
My man.
Right.
Have you ever played Peacemaker per se? Like,
Peacemaker?
Yeah, like anybody's beefing
between two
different artists,
between two rappers, and like, you know what? This is bullshit. Cut it out.
I've tried, but
Who?
Oh, well, I tried to settle the beef between Ski Master Slump God and Rob Stone. I went to that show, and then like 20 gang members showed up, and they all jumped Ski Master on stage, so that was kind of awkward. That made me feel like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be trying to broker peace treaties.
For real.
Maybe this is a little bit
like I set that shit
a little
up,
bit
dog.
above my pay grade. I know. I felt like that's how some people were going to look at it, too. Luckily, they didn't really run with that angle, but I was like, damn, maybe I should have just not even came to the show knowing that you guys had beef. Yeah.
My G, how's the porn career?
Man, shout out to all my sex workers. Shout out Kanye West, the Pornhub Awards.
My man.
My girlfriend, Lana LaPlug, just won Celebrity of the Year at the Pornhub
Best
Awards.
celeb porn star. Congratulations.
Wow.
The Celebrity of the Year for non-porn star. It's most searched person on Pornhub who has not technically done porn. That's the category that she won.
Wow.
She's beating the odds, bro.
Crazy, right?
That's pretty good.
She beat Justin Bieber, beat Kim Kardashian, all these people who clearly have not done porn and probably didn't want to win.
How long have you guys been together?
2 years.
2 years, and so much has happened in the 2 years.
So much.
What happens? Like, you guys have threesomes and put it online?
Well, we have threesomes, and sometimes they end up online, yeah.
They end up online. Who the fuck is putting them online?
I mean, a lot of times it's for
Somebody's
her.
filming it and putting it online.
But it's for her private snap, so it's not really like us putting it online, but sometimes she'll put it online on purpose. I don't mind.
You're okay with that, yeah, right? Because Cece was asking me, like, yo, if you and your girl are on, like, Pornhub, people are watching, are you tripping? I'm like, in a way, it's kind of hot, kind of turns me on, but I don't know if I can
People can definitely just see my dick, and I don't care. That's just not something I'm embarrassed about at all.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
I don't want no one seeing this dick.
I'm glad there's not like a picture of my asshole online.
So you'd rather your dick, not your asshole? I'd rather my asshole than my dick.
See, I feel like my dick is something to be proud of. My asshole is just something that I was just born with. Like, my dick is all right. Like, it's cool. But
I'm not proud of either. So.
You're not proud of your dick?
No.
Really? I feel like I'm a tall guy, and I was lucky to be born with an all right unit, so I might as well just like ride it out, you know?
You write it out, my guy.
Yeah. Pause.
No Jumper the podcast. Where can people find it? If they're hearing you or learning of you for the first time, our audience, where do they go to find the podcast?
I would say head on over to youtube.com/nojumper and youtube.com/Adam22 forever.
Easy.
That's where I'm rocking on a daily basis.
That's right. And they can go to the store on Melrose.
769 Melrose. Pull up with a stick.
Can people?
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Or not in the car
Because
either.
there's a rubber.
Pull up with a stick and
Exactly.
protect me.
Yeah, there's a rubber bullet with your name on it. You do that
don't
shit.
do that. Don't do that.
Adam22, my guy. Thank you so much
Hey,
for
I
stopping by,
appreciate
man.
you guys. Thank you
it,
so
bro.
much.
All
Thank
day.
you.
Cruz Show,
Appreciate
Power
you.
106, #1 for hip hop. No Jumper.